Oh, man, I love this story. Let's talk about something fun, really good, and potentially awesome, even though nothing has been confirmed on WWE's end. But there has been some rumors that WWE, or Triple H specifically, might be redesigning some championship belts. This comes courtesy of Dan Belzer at BeltFanDan on Twitter, who tweets out yesterday, rumor mill says Triple H making numerous belt design changes. Not sure how credible of a source this is, but that's a pretty random thing just to come right out and say. He's a belt guy. He might be clued into this type of stuff. And if that is the rumor and Triple H wants to change some belt designs, Greg has some ideas. If you are even considering championship belt designs and redesigns, I'm begging you, Triple H, if anybody can do this, and if anybody would think this is a good idea, it would be you. Please give us some classic designs back. You don't have to give us everything. I believe that the Winged Eagle will probably never come back unless Cody wins the title and brings it back as a throwback or as a novelty or as a custom belt or something like that. I thought might be possible. And many of us have felt like in recent years that any talk of belt designs and any belt designs WWE does aren't even going to be that exciting because they're so hell-bent on having their fucking logo smeared across the front plate of the belt where all you see is WWE. And that sucks. And I would love for that not to be the case, because when you have a wrestler on TV with the belt, you already have your logo everywhere. It's on every goddamn turnbuckle pad. It's on the Tron. It's in the corner of the screen. It's on the announce desks. It's on the ring post. It's on the aprons. The fans have it tattooed on their fucking foreheads when they walk in the door. It's everywhere. So at least for TV, I think it would be really cool if Triple H brought back some more classic or traditional belt designs for the wrestlers on TV. And guess what? If you still insist on giving these championship sports teams, the Super Bowl winners, the finals winners, all these WWE belts, then fine. Save your ugly logo belts for that. You can still have the WWE logo belts. Present those to the Super Bowl winners. That way you can have your WWE logo on Fox in front of 33 million people or 100 million people for the Super Bowl. But the wrestlers in the WWE with WWE logos surrounding them can maybe carry more traditional belts. And how cool would it be to see Gunther unveil the classic Intercontinental? And I know we've talked about this so many times. It's a theme on this channel. Those of you who've been following me for many years know this pet peeve of mine. I know that I'm in the minority of this. It's a generational thing. I am from the generation that doesn't like colored straps on belts. Every time somebody talks about their favorite Intercontinental title, it's always the white strap. What is wrong with you people? What is with you people? Colors suck. It's got to be the black strap. It looks better. It's sleeker looking, and I like that. But when Cody brought back the classic IC, I was so happy to see it back. I can live with the white strap. I don't like it, but I'll take a white classic IC over the ugly ass shit they got now. But if it was up to me, I would bring back the belt that Brett wore, the belt that Perfect wore, the belt that Shawn wore before he colorized it, because Shawn would have blue straps and white straps. He'd do some different things. Shawn started all this shit. Actually, Warrior did. I think Warrior did with the WWE title. He had that blue strap on it, and then they started changing it with Shawn. And then, of course, years later, we would have Cena with all of his dumb custom belts. I don't like custom belts at all. I like tradition. And now you got another promotion out there. WWE should be reminding people of their history. And I wish they never would have changed the title belts at all. I never needed the belts changed in 1998. Day after WrestleMania 14, new IC, new Winged Eagle's gone. And I was like, God, this sucks. I didn't like that. So would they really need to change them? The belts look great the way they were. So if these rumors are at all true, and Triple H is considering or is in the process of redesigning some championship belts, they might be completely new designs, but it would be nice if they had some throwback elements to them. So I would love there to be a belt redesign to where you have one world champion carrying one belt. And then on Raw and SmackDown, the IC and the US can be the show's top titles with the world champion floating between the two. That's what I would love ideally as a fan. I think for SmackDown Fox and Universal, they might want other things, which is why I think separating the belts back out is still possible. But if they are just going to have the one champion for a while, or at least the foreseeable future, have one championship belt. It's too bad they couldn't award this thing, at least I don't think they did, but they taped SmackDown for next week last night because they're going to be in Cardiff next week. So Roman has his big 2-year celebration next Friday on SmackDown. I didn't read what happens in that. I assume that Drew's going to get some sort of last word. It just feels like that's going to happen if you do the math usually on how these things go. So he'll probably attack and clear the ring and stand tall as the show goes off the air. I can almost guarantee that's how it's going to go. But it's too bad that these belts weren't already ready, because you could unveil one to Roman for his 2-year celebration and then hand it right over to Drew at the pay-per-view. So we'll see if any of this turns out to be true. But just the thought of this, Triple H does really have a deep appreciation for the history of wrestling. And I think he is just the type of guy that would be into the idea of bringing back more traditional designs. I know I can't ever have it my way. We're probably not going to get the exact Winged Eagle title that Bret Hart wore to the ring as the WWE title belt. They're probably going to want something a little different, but I would love a redesign that maybe resembles the Winged Eagle, maybe a new IC that resembles the classic Intercontinental. And those tag belts, for the fuck's sake, man, get those back to the demolition belts, please. I would love them to do all of that. But, you know, I'm also very old, and WWE's audience is not. And what I want and what's good for them is probably two different things. But if there's any truth to this at all, Triple H, if you're listening, please give me some of my classics back. You have no idea how happy that would make me to see some of these belts that I watched on television as a kid to still be on WWE television in 2022 and 2023. That would just blow my mind, and I would love it. So let's do it. Let's go. New WWE Championship belts.